Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. The fan is off because it's a bit chilly today. People think that global warming doesn't exist, but it's in the 50s in New Jersey. That doesn't make any sense for late April, everybody. It does not make sense. Anyway, right now the time is approximately 9:48 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Friday, April 28th, 2023. This is the official Many Moons 2023 Lunar Planner video for May 2023. There is a spread. I'm going to read the May monthly overview, and then I'm going to do the spread with one of my newer favorite tarot decks, because it's a tarot spread, so I'm going to use a tarot deck as opposed to another deck. But anyway, May monthly overview. May's theme is the tipping point. May will be intense. You know what that means. Take your herbs, drink plenty of water, don't start things you don't want to finish, and mind your business. I miss the days when people minded their own damn business. But my sense, but I'm not sure if she means mind your business, like be mindful of your business, like what your affairs are in your life and world, or if she means stop being a nosy bitch. I don't know. I think personally it's a little both. The month will be a mixed bag. There will be bliss alongside loss. Some parts of your life will be a great success, while other aspects might feel as though they are falling apart. Be present for it all. This month will highlight where you just can't take it anymore. Let me read that again. This month, May 2023, will highlight where you just can't take it anymore. So the areas where you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, you're not there yet. Come May, you will be. For how long are you going to complain about the same old things without changing them? Ooh, I feel seen, right? Ooh. Oh my. And for the record, it's something that Drake and I were discussing just the other day. But it must happen next month no matter what. Durga, you're just going to have to deal with it. She's not saying a word, because she knows. What are your limits, and who has been stepping on them for far too long? Ooh, Lord. I know for some of you, that's a whole video series right there. Video number 1 is about this bitch. Video number 2 is about that bitch. And video number 3 is about this mofo. Ooh. I can see it all. Okay. Okay. While you may not be able to do anything immediately about certain situations, get clarity on what to dismantle, on what must end, and promise to begin uncomfortable processes. How much is enough? A through line of wealth and how you define it runs through this month. A through line. I think Sarah Faith Gottesdiener meant thorough. I'm not sure. But I'm going to read that again. How much is enough? A through line of wealth and how you define it runs through this month. Taurus energy, after all. Into autumn. Time and energy are your only finite resources. Use them well. The Tower card archetype, which, for the record, based on the numerology of 2023, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. So 2023 is a chariot card year, but there is more than one major arcana card in the tarot that corresponds, that numerologically reduces to 7, namely the Tower. 1 plus 6 equals 7. So the Tower card is the teacher card of this chariot card year. The Tower card archetype will show up in different ways now. illuminations and clarity, but also destruction and grief. If you have created a strong foundation, it will withstand tests. If there are some excavations to do, you will find out where. Earth's tipping point will also be on display this month. This year will make it beyond clear that something's got to give, personally and collectively, to fight the climate crisis. This month, you might be moved to join the larger global fight for climate justice. I'm already there, by the way, if you haven't already. You'll also bear witness to the beautiful outcomes that are a result of small steps you've been taking for such a long time. They've all now added up in a way that is visible, in a way that feels good. Acknowledge all the effort and energy you've put into personal healing, intergenerational trauma healing, intimacy, activism, forgiveness, a career, a new identity, and all the other ways you've said yes to your beliefs. Give thanks and share gratitude. After a long period of confusion, things might click into place. That's the tipping point too. After we climb one metaphorical mountain, there's another. Tune into what kind of restorative rest you need, where you need to pivot, where you need to say no, and where to make a different sort of effort. And we're going to do a spread this time around. My limits support my growth. A tarot spread for boundaries and expansion. And I am using one of my newer favorite tarot decks, Tarot for Kids, written by Theresa Reed, more commonly known as the Tarot Lady, illustrated by Kailey Whitman. And I'm going to have Drake do a close-up of the cards. Thank you, Drake. So here we have, I've always found it fascinating that this deck is so large, because if it's marketed for kids, wouldn't it be smaller? Which is why I think this is for kids of all ages. Beautiful Moon Queen High Priestess, I love you. So as I shuffle this deck, I call upon the spirits, I call upon my ancestors, I call upon all benevolent and beautiful energies. I call upon the spirits of love and light, clarity and illumination, wholeness and healing to be with us here in the collective. This is for the collective. This is for yours truly and the collective. And ultimately, this is for anyone watching this video. That one. Okay. And I just realized we forgot to set up something else, so I'm going to hold up each card, and then I will show you each card. So, card number 1, where am I ready to expand? Where is the collective ready to expand? First, I'm going to have Drake do a close-up of the back of the card design. Okay. First, I'm going to have him do a close-up of the back of the card design. And here is card number 1. Queen of Cups. So we are ready to expand emotionally. The collective is ready to expand emotionally. I think I need to turn this around, correct? Okay. So this is about expanding emotionally. This is about opening our hearts a little bit more. This is about expanding our willingness to connect with other people, especially on an emotional level. And I'm also getting the sense that this is about creating new healing relationships. And I feel the need to reiterate that when it comes to relationships, I am not just talking about romantic relationships. Because if some of you in YouTube land are in a very healthy, long-term, loving, romantic relationship, and it's an exclusive relationship or a marriage, if you will, then why would a romantic relationship apply to you? If you were in a polyamorous situation, maybe that would apply to you. But if you're not in that kind of a situation, in a polyamorous situation or a polyamorous-oriented situation, then this representing a possibility of a romantic relationship wouldn't apply, and it wouldn't make sense to you. Not to mention the fact that there are different kinds of relationships. There are the romantic ones, there are the friendship ones, there are the familial ones. So this is about expanding emotionally. This is about opening your heart a little bit more so that you can connect with other people and bring greater emotional healing. And I love the fact that this Queen of Cups really represents the energy of Imoja, this glorious Afro-Caribbean goddess of healing, of the ocean waters, the defender and the protectress of women and their children. So some of you may find yourself also wanting to heal any issues you have about children, especially if you miscarried a child previously, or if you had one of your children die, or if a nephew or a niece died. So sorry about that, YouTube. So there could be some healing that you may need to do around children. Okay, card number 2. What kind of boundary can help the collective with this growth process? Oh, you cannot make this shit up. The Moon Queen. I find it fascinating that these two cards came out first for several reasons. Number one, when May begins, the Sun is in Taurus. Taurus and Cancer have a lot of energetic similarities. And in my life, I have met several people, at least 2, whose sun sign is Taurus and whose rising sign is Cancer. But what's even more interesting is that the Queen of Cups is the female minor arcana counterpart of the High Priestess, pardon me, which in this tarot deck is called the Moon Queen. And these 2 cards are 2 of the 4 counselor cards in the tarot. The other 2 are the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And because these are 2 of the 4 counselor cards in the tarot, I'm being guided and led to say that another type of boundary assistance would be a therapist, a counselor, or a therapist, or a psychologist, or a psychiatrist for that matter. So if you've been going back and forth between whether or not to begin therapy, this might be an opportunity for you to explore that. This might be an opportunity for you to find somebody who is a good therapist and maybe even begin seeing that therapist. And of course, what kind of boundary can help me with this growth process? What spiritual boundaries can you create? What magical boundaries? And let's substitute the word boundary with ward, with protective energies. Maybe there's somebody who's not minding their business. Maybe you need to utilize the trusty, long proven, valuable freeze spell. You know I love me a good ass freeze spell. So does Michelle Swan Graham, Swan of Dreamers on YouTube. She and I are big fans of the freeze spell because, honey, that's all I'm going to say. And maybe this is also about cleansing your home so that any bad juju can be banished from it. You know, Those of us who practice magic that's not all love and light, and let's bless everybody with love and white light because that'll make them stop their bullshit. No, it don't stop your bullshit. How many people have been adhering to that, and they're blessing all the pedophiles and all the rapists and all the serial killers and all the kidnappers and all the mass murderers with love and white light, and they keep doing this shit because these misinformed, ignorant bitches are like, oh, I'm giving them carte blanche protection. Yes, you are, you ignorant bitch. Yes, you are. No, stop doing that. Anyway, card number 3. What are the intrinsic boundaries that are most needed right now? So, for the collective, what do our intrinsic boundaries need most right now? Like the most fundamental, the most priority one boundaries. What do they need most right now? Reinforcement, Ace of Swords. Reinforcement, extra protection. You can't make this shit up. You can't make. And of course, and I will admit, when I saw the Ace of Swords, I immediately thought of Archangel Michael, because that is the sword of Archangel Michael. So I really feel like the priority one boundaries need to be reinforced, need to be strengthened, need to be supplemented. Card number 4. What has the collective reached its limit around? Like, where are you at your utmost limits? Like, you cannot tolerate and accept anymore. Like, the vessel is full and is now flooding out. Queen of Swords. Other people's motherfucking bullshit. You're just like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I am so very beyond over and done. I'm like, I'm not listening to this bullshit anymore. I'm not having it. I'm not tolerating it. I'm done. I'm done. Did I say that I'm done? I'm done. So, yeah. 3 of the 4 counselor cards. You can't make that shit up. You just can't make that up. Card number 5. What does the collective need to do about that? Retune to the moon. If you are already living your life with the moon, take it to the next level. Take your lunar living to the next level. And if you're not, this is a great opportunity to reconnect with Mother Moon. And it's so funny because I've always found it fascinating that traditionally, the moon depicts 2 canines and a crustacean. A dog, a wolf, and a crab. Although that crab looks more like a lobster to me. They always look more like a lobster to me, but that's just me. And also, strengthen your energetic fields. Remember, the moon is about emotions. In Western astrology, a person's moon sign represents their emotional temperament. It represents their basic personality, who they are from the moment they go to sleep until the moment they wake up. So this is also about your home life, your home energy. Card number 6, the final card. What next phase are the collective's burgeoning boundaries and expansion inviting me into? You know what? I'm going to read that as it's phrased, and then, but it definitely applies to the collective because I'm casting these cards on behalf of the collective. So, what next phase are my burgeoning boundaries and expansion inviting me into? So, what is the next phase for the burgeoning boundaries of the collective to expand, and that these burgeoning boundaries are inviting the collective to expand? Now I said it correctly. 8 of coins. You know, for years I've said that the 8 of coins, which is more commonly known as the 8 of pentacles, for me has nothing to do with money. It has to do with higher education and continued education. So this, and I believe that traditionally the 8 of pentacles or the 8 of coins in this tarot deck is called the apprentice card. So this is about learning something new. This is about relearning something. And look, the card before it is the moon. Maybe this is a time to learn about moon magic or take learning about moon magic to the next level for you. Or it could be about learning money magic, or it could be about learning accounting, or it could be about learning something that helps you be more stable and secure financially and physically. Because remember, coins and pentacles relate to financial health matters and they relate to physical health matters. So this could also be about learning something mundane that helps you be more financially savvy. And I think it was in one of Sarah Faith Gottesdiener's previous Many Moons Lunar Planners that she talked about learning accounting and finance as a way of strengthening one's money magic spells. I seem to recall it was one of her previous ones. And the final message card from the very bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. So I find it fascinating. We have 3 of the 4 queens in this tarot deck present in this reading for the collective. We have 3 of the 4 counselor cards. The missing counselor card is the King of Cups, which is interesting because that is the card of the psychic. It is the male counterpart to the High Priestess, or the Moon Queen in this tarot deck. And Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles is absent. So the King of Pentacles, no, the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles is absent. So we have this Capricorn Cancer energy. So I'm going to say there is a cycle that is culminating, a cycle that began on or around December 21st, 2022, that is culminating on or around June 19th, 2023. And that new cycle will culminate on or around December 22nd, 2023. So this Cancer Capricorn energy I'm finding very interesting. And it is also interesting to note that this year there is a major eclipse relationship between Taurus and Scorpio. And to my personal psychic advisor, Roger Pratt, the King of Pentacles represents Taurus energy, and the Queen of Cups represents Scorpio energy. So I'm going to say that between April 19th and November 20th, the energies are going to be very interesting, to say the least. And there you have it, everybody in YouTube land. So thank you so much. And of course, I always want to thank the Sarah Faith Gottesdiener, Goddess, on Instagram for creating and offering the Many Moons Lunar Planners to the world, as well as all of her amazing additional offerings, from classes and workshops to t-shirts and tank tops to art and to all of the other things that she creates and co-creates and offers to the world. And of course, thank you to the Tarot Lady, also known as Theresa Reed, for writing the guidebook to this deck and for contributing to this deck, as well as Kailey Whitman for illustrating this beautiful tarot deck, Tarot for Kids, which really is for kids of all ages, for just co-creating this amazingly beautiful, insightful, and deeply healing tarot deck. And to all of you in YouTube land, as always, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do, and for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person, for my YouTube videos and everything he does as well. Thank you so much for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, and all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And of course, thank you to those of you who have scheduled your sessions. I am looking forward to consulting the Sacred Oracle for you, conducting your energy healing treatment, or offering you one of my other psychic services. I wish all of you a beautiful night, a wonder-filled weekend, and as always, stay tuned for the next video.